From an eyesore to an eye-catcher, the refurbished central government building at Waigani in Port Moresby is also to save the state millions of kina in rental fees. Cost more than 140 million kina to refurbish the building is also regarded as an attractive complex. Mark Kayok reports on its opening yesterday.
Only 23 years after its construction, the building, once known as the nerve system of the government, was condemned as being unfit for occupancy. It was built in 1974 as a gift to the country, becoming self-government in 1975. In 1998, all key government agencies moved into alternative buildings around the city, leaving the building to rot and collapse. But thanks to the Prime Minister Peter O'Neill and his energetic Public Service Minister Sir Pukatemu, after 18 years of abandonment, it now stands tall as one of the country's modern facilities.
Prime Minister and Minister for Public Service and State Ministers, through your leadership and drive, the reopening of the CGO after 18 years of abandonment will see the first wave of key government departments and agencies returning to Waigani.
The once an eyesore derelict building was transformed by the Central Land Limited Company to a magnificent asset for the government and the people of Papua New Guinea. The interior of the building is a story of its own, with a 16 square meter spacious workstations. The opening of the new building will see the first wave of key government departments returning to Waigani after almost 2 decades.
These departments and agencies are Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Citizenship Authority, Department of Agriculture and Livestock, Community-Based Corrections of the Department of Justice and Attorney General, and Department of Personnel Management.
And again, for many years we have planned, like many countries around the world, that we need to have a center of government. Parliament is not the center of government. It is the center of a legislative assembly. Whereas the other arm of government is the judiciary, where the courthouse is. But the government's own center has been placed everywhere in Port Moresby. That is why we are determined to bring center of government back to Waigani. There must be a presence of government in the country. That people and visitors must know who we are, what we are.
The return of government departments will save the government millions from rented apartments around the city.
The move by the government departments away from rented office accommodation will immediately realize savings of almost 15 million kina. And with more savings to come in the years ahead as more and more government departments move away from rented accommodation to our own office accommodation.
I know also that we have spent a lot of money paying rents to some very greedy landlords who have charged us exorbitant rates, in fact some of the highest rates in the world for rental. And I'm determined to break that cycle. We must own our own building.
It cost the government more than 140 million kina for the facelift. With the drive and commitment of the Prime Minister, more buildings are expected to take shape in the near future.
That is why we will continue to have this restoration and refurbishment program going. We have done Pineapple Building now, it's been in use. We are now finishing off the central government office. Then we will move on to the Morata House. After we finish that, if God gives us the right to rule after 2017, and our people give us that right, we will keep on building in Waigani so that we can rebuild the center of government for our people.
Exciting staff have expressed concern that the new building is set to boost work output and improve performance.
You hear them say, oh, office and bagara, people are low up good. It's very squashed up, plenty paper, pile up, this and that. People are sick. And literally people get sick, bad. So, bad office condition. Whereas here, I tell you, they've done inspections already prior to this one opening it. Also, they're really happy to come in.
We are going to start managing these buildings properly. It is good to have new buildings, but it is how we manage them that will function.
The opening of the complex is the second largest commitment by the government after the recently completed Pineapple Building.
Mark Kayok reporting there. After the break, gender-based violence persists in Papua New Guinea.